What is going on, everybody? Mutant Cowboy here, and we're just going to be trying to farm some gear today. Now, what I'm exactly trying to farm, well, it's not really too difficult. Hopefully I can get it pretty easy, but I do need a new mask. Basically, I need to have a True Patriot roll with crit damage or crit chance, so I can basically just switch out the armor roll on it. So hopefully I can get a good roll on that. That'll be pretty easy. And the reason I need this, because I just need more damage on this build. Also, I do need a new piece of whatever that, Brazos. Yeah. I need, well, hopefully something with some damage on it. I would like to be able to roll firearms onto it, but I'll take armor if I can't get anything else. Definitely want crit chance, crit damage or something, or maybe even headshot damage, maybe even a little bit of weapon handling. I'll take any of them. I just don't need really any blues or yellows on those rolls. And I really do want a better talent. I think that's the most important thing. Getting a better talent is the #1 priority, and then everything else is just a little bit of gravy on the side. Now, I don't mind Gunslinger in certain builds, but in this build specifically, I don't think it's really that good. And I'll actually just kind of explain it right now, at least the build that I'm using. So, you could probably, if you're familiar with the game, you could probably see what I'm running. It's not putting out that much damage. Of course, like I said, I need to upgrade the talent on it. I need to get a bunch of better rolls. I definitely think that this is kind of one of those fun builds. It's not really like an impressive, oh my god, this build's going to be so awesome. But it reminds me a lot of old school Lone Star. That's basically what I'm going with. Then it's kind of like when the Doom music kicks in here. So anyway, just to explain what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get a higher damage version of this build. So I am using 4 pieces of the True Patriot. Now I don't really need 4 pieces, but it basically just makes sense. Only thing I really need is the 2-piece set because I'm going for the magazine size. As you can see, magazine size 20 and magazine size 30, so get that 50% magazine increase. Now I just went with the extra piece of True Patriot because there's really nothing else that I'm going to put in there that's going to be vastly different or vastly better. There's really very few options. Yeah, I could go with like contractors, which would be, it's not bad, but this is kind of, if I'm going with all this stuff, putting on contractors really isn't going to be that much. It's really not going to be that much more helpful. I'm already getting the 8% amplified damage from the red flag. So, I also get the red and the blue, or I also get the white and the blue. So that's kind of a nice bonus there. It's good if I'm ever deciding to use this as like a team build, I guess, maybe. I don't know. It's kind of one of those wonky things. If I was probably playing solo, maybe, yeah, just putting on contractor's gloves might be the better way to go. Just because it's going to give me the LMG damage. I'm going to get the handling from the Ninjabike. I'm going to get, damage to armor. However, like I said, I'm going for the 4-piece of the True Patriot. I think it just kind of feels a little bit more well-rounded. That way I can also get kind of like, I would say, the most out of my secondary weapon, which here, as of right now, I'm using the Vector with a 79 round magazine, and I've got 5% rate of fire on there. Right now I have measured again. This is probably something I'm going to switch out because I don't really think that measured is great, but it's just what I got this to increase the rate of fire, at least for the first half of the magazine. Since I do have a larger magazine, it's almost 40 rounds of 20% increased fire, so, and if I actually load it up, it's 80. So yeah, so it's a nice little thing to play around with. It's not great, but it's still kind of fun. Again, LMG, it's just nice to have 400 rounds in an LMG. And this one, of course, I don't have a good LMG. I would like to get a better one, but I've been looking. I farmed for a while to try to find a better one, but unfortunately I just wasn't having the right luck, and this is the best one I got. Now, of course, everything's pretty much as I need it. LMG damage, the damage to our targets out of cover, I can always just, optimize those. And the magazine size, I need at least 10% for 400. If I didn't have that magazine size, I'd be like at 380 or something similar to that. So I would like to have like damage to armor on there, or crit chance on there, or crit damage on there. But magazine size is what I need to get to 400, so I can kind of make the most out of Frenzy. And this is kind of really what I actually wanted to do. I wanted to see just how fast or just how buffed up I could make Frenzy. And if you've never really paid attention to it, for every 10 bullets in the magazine capacity, gain 3% rate of fire and 3% weapon damage for 5 seconds when reloading from empty. Now, yeah, with 400 rounds in my magazine and this talent, I am getting 120% rate of fire and 120% weapon damage. I mean, that's pretty nice. All right, I think my RPM is going to be over 1500. So yeah, it's going to be spitting out bullets faster than my vector. So even when that procs, it's still a very easy weapon to use, and the handling on it's still very good. Now, of course, you can see I got the large ammo belt, 50 rounds. Everything else is just crit chance right now. That's basically all I can do. Like I said, I need these pieces to be upgraded because I want crit chance, crit damage. I want more weapon damage. The armor's okay, but I don't really need it. I need damage, and that's the only thing I need. So I do want better pieces, and I do want a better talent, especially on my chest piece. I think that'll be a huge difference. That'll make a lot of ground up for the damage that I'm kind of losing on this LMG in general. So we'll see if I can get something better. As far as skills go, it doesn't really matter too much. I would guess, just go with healing or whatever you want. I mean, I can't use my shield with a LMG, so it doesn't really matter. It's kind of just there for like, so if I get into a bad situation, I can just pull out the shield. It's not really there for, damage purposes. It's just kind of there for being able to get back to cover or take a breather or something like that. But anyway, this is just kind of a goof off build. I'm not actually doing anything serious with this. I really just had one single goal. I wanted to know exactly how far I could push Frenzy, and that's basically it. That's the entire goal of my build. Yeah, the magazine size is definitely nice. I mean, you can do it with pretty much. I mean, you get a nice bonus with pretty much any weapon. So I mean, Lady Death, yeah, having a 48 round mag with Lady Death, that's not bad. 61 with capacitor. I mean, there's a lot of different weapons out there with some fantastic bonuses that you could be enjoying. I think the star was going to go up to 75 as well. But yeah, I mean, a 75 round Kingbreaker, I mean, it doesn't matter. Yeah, 40 round rock and roll. Yeah, that's pretty nice. If I could actually get the magazine capacity on that, I wonder, maybe like 45, somewhere around there. But either way, it's kind of at some point it's a little bit ridiculous, but I think it's still cool. It all, I guess, just kind of depends. But yeah, it is a little bit disappointing that Frenzy. I wish Frenzy, let's just be honest. The LMGs, they're kind of in a spot where I don't really enjoy them. I think a lot of the talents, the LMG specific talents, actually are pretty terrible. They have potential, but they just don't feel right, or they just don't get utilized right, or they're just not proccable easy enough. I mean, the whole thing was that the developers wanted something that if it was going to be strong, it required you to do something for it. Required something special. Ranger's a very popular talent. What does it require you to do? Be far away. I mean, it's not that difficult. Strain is fantastic. What does it require you to do? Just shoot your effing weapon. Like, it's stupid. Okay, Optimist, it just gives you more damage when your magazine is getting lower. It's like, so you literally, again, you shoot your weapon and you get more power. And I think those are the pretty popular ones. Flatline, again, this is pretty easy. You pulse an enemy. If you're a tactician, you just literally you just put on a freaking an attachment to your weapon, and you pulse every enemy. Like, it requires nothing, and it gives you 15% amplified damage. You know, you look at something like Unhinged, which it only gives you 18% base weapon damage, which is pretty crap, and it takes away your stability and your accuracy on an LMG. So it really hurts, and makes the LMG, you know, unless you really invest it back into, like, you know, weapon handling, this really hurts your LMG, because it basically just drastically reduces the range that you are effective at. So you have to be up close, and you still get less damage than flatline. So, like, you could just put tactician on and go with flatline, and you're better than Unhinged in every freaking way. And Frenzy's active for 5 seconds. I mean, if you have a magazine fed LMG, yeah, it's not that difficult, but at the same time, you only get like 50 bullets in your magazine, which means that you get roughly 15% rate of fire and 50% weapon damage for 5 seconds. Now, that's not bad, but of course it only lasts when you reload, so literally you have to just sit there and constantly pump out, you know, all your ammunition over and over and over again to basically sustain this buff. And if you can't do that, if you need to take cover and you lose the buff, then you have to go through a magazine without having it. Whereas, again, flatline, all you have to do is you peek out and you just shine your laser on an enemy, and bam. You know, so I mean, like, a lot of these, I don't know. I think that if these were the LMG specific talents here, I think they need more work. They just need more, I guess, strength to them, or something. I mean, suppressing an enemy that is not currently suppressed grants plus 10% weapon damage for 12 seconds. Max stack is 4. What are you supposed to do with that? Like, honestly, what are you supposed to do with that? You suppress the enemy, so then they're hiding behind cover, then you have to run up to them to do the damage, and then hopefully you can suppress. I don't know. I just think some of these talents are just too gimmicky and too dumb. Overwhelm just doesn't make sense. Like, if you were suppressing the enemy and giving damage bonuses to your teammates, okay, that might make a lot of sense. Suppressing the enemy and then having to run up on them to, I don't know, it just seems stupid. Frenzy, again, just, it doesn't last long enough. It's kind of silly. I mean, if it was like 10 seconds, I think this would be GOAT. This would be pretty awesome. Maybe, I mean, there could be other tweaks, but yeah, it just doesn't last long enough to really get the full benefit out of it for a lot of for most of the LMGs, and especially if you try to get like a huge mag capacity on like the really slow ones. I mean, look, even if you just took like a 200 round magazine for like the 249 or something like that, you're going to be, I mean, your rate of fire is so slow anyway that you're not really going to get through most of your magazine capacity before this is expired, and then you have to go through all of it again, or at least all of your remaining rounds, just to proc this stupid talent again. And that can take, you know, like 30 freaking seconds with some of these LMGs. So it's insane. You hardly ever get this to activate, where, again, just so easy and requires nothing. You know, again, Unhinged, I think if this was like amplified weapon damage or total weapon damage or something, that'd be pretty good. I would probably even say like 20%. You just put it at 20% total weapon damage at the loss of stability and accuracy. Fantastic. But, you know, again, 15% for literally no downside. I mean, I guess, honestly, yeah, you since you would need a weapon mod on this one, or a skill slot, there is some downside comparing these two. But, you know, is it really that bad to lose 5% crit chance from your weapon mods, you know, to put on flatline, or 5% crit damage? No, it's really nothing, and it's hardly noticeable. So yeah, so I got to get farming on those. Other thing I'm trying to do is, oh boy, finish out the last of these ones. Yeah, I just hate doing the shade kills. It's like I like skill builds, but at the same time being forced to use it just to get the kills, it just feels. I mean, it's so grindy. It's so awful. I don't like it. And then I'm trying to do the elite black tusk kills, and yeah, it's kind of like, ugh, I'd rather just get it done and not have to worry about it, which kind of makes it, you know, one of those things where it feels a lot more boring, or I guess I should say, it feels worse to do these things when you're trying to do these things than if they just happen naturally. Like, yeah, I don't want to, forget about them, so I want to get them done, but I don't really use, I guess, skill builds, you know, specifically all the time. So if I didn't actually focus or remember this one, I might completely forget about it. And again, Black Tusk Elite kills. I'd probably actually get this one because I'm doing a lot of countdown, so I do get a fair amount of kills in there. But actually, I'm not even sure. Don't know how, if this is actually like I have to kill them personally, or if it's just anyone on my team kills them. I don't remember how this works. Huh. But if I can't do it in countdown, that's going to suck. I'm not going to want to do that. But yeah, I got everything else done. Can't wipe up. Camp White Oak in 939. That's not too bad. Air and Space Museum 611. I've done faster, I think. Jefferson 648. Not bad. These times are so ridiculous. Like this, they give you 14 minutes. Jesus Christ. I mean, 14 minutes for Camp White Oak. I don't. For the number one place, I think it should be like 10 or maybe 11. Like DARPA, yeah, I almost effed up DARPA. I just got it there by the skin of my teeth, literally 1 second off. So yeah, I was not looking forward to doing it again if I missed it. I don't like that mission. And to be fair, I do this mission so randomly. Like I don't think the last time I did this mission was probably like 2 years ago. I don't have any reason to do them. I don't care about them. Only time I've even done them recently is just because of one of these manhunts or one of these seasons. Actually, I don't even do it for like the seasons normally. The leagues, this stuff, I just ignore it. I don't care. I mean, none of these, like the gear, like those ones are probably the best ones. Like these ones, the supply crates. But like I don't care about the exotic cache. Like what am I gonna do with that? I've got all the ones that I can get from the cache, so it doesn't really matter. Like I'm not gonna get anything good. I don't care about the backpack trophy because I've got the only trophy that I ever use, and I don't really care about the named ones. Yeah, so I don't know. I just normally avoid the leagues. So I don't feel like jumping through hoops for these things. But I don't know. There's nothing really else to do, so I'm doing them right now. But yeah, I got to get those done. Got to grind out these things for my gear, and hopefully I can figure out if this, I guess, with a little bit more damage and a better talent, if this is actually going to be something that's usable or just complete trash tier. But yeah, that'll pretty much do it for me. I got to go get some grinding out of the way. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna continue farming. Finding my stuff, and hopefully I can get these pieces together and see if this is going to put out the damage that I need it to. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening to me rant for a little bit, and I'll see you in the next one.
We need to find a way to relieve the pressure and fix the reactor's cooling system.